Indiana Pacers. At the
The Raptors look to take charge at the Air Canada Center here in downtown Toronto. Looking at Toronto, they took the win in their last game. In for Patrick Patterson. Indiana also making some changes. Mahinmi's checked in for Turner. Hill comes in for Lavoy Allen. And Freak subbed in for Ty Lawson. On the court for Indiana. Freak, he's in at point guard. Mahinmi is out there with Hill. Then it's Paul George. And it's Ellis in at the 2. The Pacers have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the opening tip. George with the ball. Now guarded by DeRozan. That gives them the lead.
Well, Kevin, a look here at last year in the NBA where the Raptors ranked. Second in opponent field goal percentage. Fifth in opponent offense. And it was really a successful year for them on the offensive glass. I mean, by the time everything was said and done, they were top 5 in second chance points.
And you mentioned their ranking in terms of opponent field goal percentage. Such an important stat. They did not give up the easy looks. You really had to work for whatever you got.
Hill a screen on Lowry. Here's Freak. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J. Well, we all know that Freak changed sides recently, but it's a challenge he's up to and wanted. It can be intimidating, Clark, to join a new team, but I think he's okay with that.
Yeah, I think so, too. I mean, he knows there are going to be some rough spots and a bit of a learning curve. But eventually things smooth out, and Freak knows how to fit in with the team, and this roster definitely looks stronger with him on it.
It's Biyombo with the rebound. The Raptors have gotten 7 of their first 16 field goal attempts to go down here in the first. And Valanciunas gets to Biyombo. He used that pick to get in close.
And back and forth we go. That bucket gives us another lead change.
Too many of those to count. These teams have matched each other shot for shot, play for play. It has been impressive.
Well, Clark, we've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times, so no one in clear control yet.
And, guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
And Ellis the bucket on the assist by George. Ellis has got his first bucket in this one.
There's PG creating for a teammate. Terrific dime drop.
Outside DeRozan. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call.
And now a look at Monte Ellis. The numbers on him. He had a strong showing last season. Put up about 17 points a game, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. And with his great passing, he's been a catalyst for their offense, often seeing plays even before they materialize.
For sure. Great anticipation. Peripheral vision is there. Natural talent as well, really shining through.
That's going to be over and back, not watching for the line that time. Some changes for Toronto. Ross is checked in for MyCareer for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Joseph in for Kyle Lowry. CJ Miles, he's checked in for Indiana. Stuckey comes in for Monte Ellis.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact, straightforward call, simple.
And both free throws good from Freak. Raptors trail by 7. 44 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Joseph. Deep 2 from Ross. Raptors get it back. Looking to end the run. No good from Valanciunas.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Here's Powell. He's coming off a 10-point game against Boston. The 3, and that is good. Powell's got his first 3 points of the game. Now here's Freak. Defense is right there.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
And both free throws good from Freak. 7 seconds left in the first quarter. From deep. And the release was before. And DeMar DeRozan, the star for this Toronto Raptors team, he said he wants to bring them.
A lot of people.
Let's face it, it's never easy for Toronto to get the attention that Clark, the U.S. teams get. That's just a fact of life that even Vince Carter at his best couldn't change.
And, you know, I don't even know if winning the championship would change that. Quite honestly, even if DeMar won the MVP. Just saying.
Yeah. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Pacers.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court right now for the Pacers. Freak, he's in at the point. Allen Turner. And it's Stuckey in at the shooting guard position. Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Hawks had a huge game. He had 20 points, and he did some work at the line, drawing a lot of fouls and knocking down the free throws. He really was the second unit for his team in a great performance, guys.
All right, thank you as always, Doris. And another special game from a player that we know is incredibly capable for this team.
Yeah, and he proved his value again in that last game. I mean, he's a cog in their machine, no doubt.
Yeah, and they're going to need a few other players to lend a bigger hand today. I mean, they can't expect him to carry the entire load 2 games in a row.
Put your hands together for your dance.
Well, while we have a second, let's go to the 2K leaderboard for a list of the league's top shooters from last season. Freak, number 1.
He didn't miss many easy chances last year, and he made the most of the tough ones as well. What a fantastic percentage.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Damari Carroll's checked in for Terrence Ross. DeRozan comes in, and it's Lowry in for Joseph. DeRozan banked in off the glass. DeRozan's got 9.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
I was able to listen in on what Frank Vogel had to say to his team. He made it clear that their offense needed to run through Paul George. Their offense is most effective, Coach said, when he is most involved. And they're looking for total involvement from him for the rest of this game. Guys, they're clearly hoping those changes have an effect even before this game makes it to halftime. Kevin?
And thank you for that, Doris. Passes it to DeRozan. Here's Biyombo. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And Clark, they might as well keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes an adjustment.
Looking at the game for DeRozan, he has 9 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
You know what, though, Clark?
Team's changing it up here. The clock runs out. He's checked in for Toronto. The Pacers also with a sub. Freaks checked in. Lowry and DeRozan are the guard tandem. Damari Carroll is out there with Patrick Patterson. And it's Biyombo at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Raptors trail by 15. To the inside. Puts up with a baby hook. And it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
I mean, he was great in his last game, Clark, and clearly he has not lost that love and feel.
Outside for George. Good on the triple. George has got 14 points.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
Raptors have gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. Dishes a 2, DeRozan. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Turner with a screen on Lowry. Freak with it. Lowry picks him up. He gets stolen by Lowry. Fast break Toronto. Lowry leading the charge. Here's Patterson. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got his 8th assist here tonight.
Everything going to plan here to start the third. 80% shooting thus far.
And that one's good. Freak.
And this collapse we've seen by their interior defense, it's really the reason why they've struggled and are in such a hole.
The drive by Lowry. And Turner with the block.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the boards.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Indiana.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Plenty of daylight on that shot. 15 points for Freak. For Indiana, they come into this one following a loss to Atlanta.
You know what? A lot of three-pointers, but for me, more so, it was the shot selection on those three-pointers. I just felt like they were just too trigger-happy from downtown.
You know, Greg, sometimes you're able to shoot your way out of a slump, but they just kept making things worse. Sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
And here's the stat sheet on DeMar DeRozan. Great showing for him last season. Last season put up about 21 points a game, 6 assists and 4 rebounds. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes naturally.
And, you know, defenses are throwing everything at him, yet he's still able to put up points. He's really unstoppable.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Terrence Ross is checked in for MyCareer for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Joseph in for Kyle Lowry. And the basket by Hill.
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
And Greg, without a hand in his face, he's simply going to spray whoever's there.
Ross with it. He kicks it to Biyombo. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Joseph. The shot is off. And Indiana will go the other way with it.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today. There's a glaring discrepancy between these teams in that area of the game.
And it's been the difference. That's what's enabled them to build such a big lead, no doubt about it.
Stuckey left side. Unloads. Here's Hill, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Hill's got 4 points this quarter.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Patterson dishes to Biyombo, and there's a nice one-handed slam.
Well, he's an undersized center, but he more than makes up for it with some serious leaping ability.
There's a screen. In the corner, Stuckey with it. Now here's Freak. 15 points in the game. Down low, Hill. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot. And then for Toronto, Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Bismack Biyombo. DeRozan comes in for Terrence Ross. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Powell. And so in the game for the Pacers, Freak in at point guard. Allen is out there with Turner. Then there's Ellis. And it's George in at the 3, the small forward.
Talk about complete control. Everything working in this one for Freak. He has 15 points and 6 assists. The motor on this guy is amazing. Completely revved up. He's been everywhere today.
And it's hard to say which has influenced the game more, really, his offense or his D. I mean, take your pick.
MyCareer's checked in for Toronto. And DeRozan kicks to Valanciunas. Again, Toronto.
I like the recognition of the mismatch there, immediately making the defense pay.
Pacers leading by 21. Now, Freak. Allen inside. Patterson defending. Here's Freak. And at last, they get one to fall.
And guys, that kind of sums it up right there. I mean, one team getting after it, hustling the rebounds, the putbacks. The other team just a step slow.
And the dunk by DeRozan.
Boy, the prettiest play in basketball to me. Executed to perfection.
I don't think you're going to get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop.
No doubt about it, unless you're the dunkie. Because if you're the dunker, it's great. I don't necessarily appreciate somebody slamming one on the top of my head.
Well, you got to get out from under the hoop if you want to stay away, if you want to stay out of the poster.
Stolen by George. Oh, and here we go. Ellis has got it. The fast break chance. That's good. Ellis has got 4 points this quarter.
And how about that one-man fast break?
I love the power finish at the end of it, too.
Inside, here's DeRozan. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. That's now 22 points for DeMar DeRozan.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Here's Allen. Left side, Turner. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Comes up empty down low.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them.
Lowry passes to Carroll. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on LaVoy Allen. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
I mean, that's
A new group in now for the Raptors. Biyombo, he's checked in for Jones. Terrence Ross comes in for Lee. Powell, he's checked in for Baylor. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Wright.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Indiana.
Clark, the bench, gave him a big lift in this game.
Yeah, you always like to see that, Kevin, when your reserves can perform and help you pull out a win.
And so with this, they'll end up with their 2nd win on the year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And, Greg, we know familiarity breeds contempt. I would expect things to become more heated as these teams face each other going forward.
A good win, and a lot went into it, but I just like the showing for Ellis. And with the way he came out energized on the defensive end in particular, getting a hand on a lot of shots, that really got them rolling.
Screen by Lee. For 3, Ross, and he gets it to go.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fan.
Hey.